Thanks again for joining, guys. Just to give you a bit of an introduction, I'm Suraj. I'll be, going through the presentation and demo today. Um, I do work for the APAC sales team, and as you know, we also have, a UK and the rest of the world division as well. So if you do start to take a free trial, and we would meet once again, it would be myself and a colleague who would take you through a presentation and a demo based on the data. If you're planning to take a free trial, and we've been working with Unleashed for close to 5 years, and ever since we started, integration has always been at the heart of what we do. But we have been acquired by the Access Group, as you can see, and which means that the integration is very more tight than usual. We've got both the developers working together on a close basis, and yeah. So one of the main subjects of today's discussion is why Prospect CRM. Why is it so perfect for Unleashed customers? That's exactly what we're going to be discussing today, and also to try to understand why is it so recommended, and why many Unleashed customers have already implemented the solutions. And the other point of discussion is the whole idea of the webinar is to also show you some real-time examples and show you those features and functionality which will enable to get you that profitable growth. We do have some examples from some customers who have left some testimonials on our website. We will be quickly touching upon that as well. As you can see, that's one of the testimonials that's been left by a top customer. One of the customer success story, Helen from Pure Medic. It was, as she just mentioned, she could see once she could start the integration, see all the data, push through into the CRM. It was life-changing. We're not going to promise it's going to be a life-changing experience for everyone, but that's exactly what we're intending to do. Once when you do start the integration and once all the data has been pulled through, it would be, you get those actionable insights where your sales and marketing team can use it to their benefit and try to leverage that sales. And through this link provided, you will be also able to check out hundreds of other case studies and testimonials left by our clients just for your review. And one of the key elements in deciding or choosing a CRM is, like there are literally hundreds of CRM solutions. And to give you an example on how do we compare in the market and what makes us differentiate from the other top players, you can literally compare this with any other CRMs that you'd like, that the ones that you're already using or the ones that you're comparing with us as well. As you can see, pretty much at this day and age, everyone's got a similar star rating, and that's mandatory. You got to get that based on how well you treat your customers. The reviews do come in place. But the other critical factor is pricing could be another important factor. We are priced pretty competitively, and today we're going to be looking at the professional version. And we will discuss the pricing as we go through the demo as well. The other factor is when the CRM was built, it was the early adopters were mostly non-product companies, and it was catered more towards a service-led business. Like as you can see on the screen, computer software, information technology, management consulting, and so on, where usually there is a project that goes on, and each team which logs in any kind of backwards and forwards emails going on, like giving those quotes and proposals, and also the delivery on how long it's going to take to deliver that project. It's more or less an elongated sales process. And once you've sold that package, like a marketing package or a management consulting package, then you also try to track it when you're trying to implement that solutions as well. So it's morely focused on the service-led side of business. But when it comes to Prospect CRM, we target that niche market, which is, companies that sell physical products to wholesale and distribution industry. So as you can see, most of our customers are some way related to that wholesale and distribution industry, like food and beverages or manufacturing products or food production, where the industry is a bit more dynamic. You rely more so on the buying pattern of a customer. And you also want to ensure that you're, getting them onto that repeat order cycle, which in turn helps you with that real profitable growth. So that's where we stand out. And that's where we feel, we are the most recommended product CRM for Unleashed customers. And the other slide, just want to quickly touch upon is why are we more recommended in another way is we've been voted as the #1 stock aware CRM on most of our platforms, partner platforms, and on our customer website portal as well. So how does this kind of differentiate from us is, we don't believe none of the CRMs in the market have been voted as the #1 stock aware CRM. And you can see, we've also got various accolades, like easiest setup, best results, highest user adoption, the best ease of use, and the most implementable. So our niche is only focused on product-based companies that sell, physical products to B2B. And we will send you through this link as a part of this webinar as well. And the other thing, quickly touching upon, how do we kind of help you promise what we achieve is through this simple growth formula. It does look fairly simple, but for us to implement it, it does take quite some effort from your end and our end. With any CRM's function is to bring in more customer. That's the main feature. You try to bring in more qualified customer through your marketing management or opportunity management and try to fill in that funnel. And then what we do in Prospect CRM is we fill them through a mechanism that we have built in, which is driving that higher customer lifetime value, which is really focusing on your existing customer base right from the time you've onboarded them. And we go through these three factors, which are, increasing their average order value, the order frequency and customer retention. Once we really focus on these two areas, that does drive the profitable growth. So that's the area of focus we're going to be looking on today. And I'm sure you've come across this, the funnel of doing business. As you can see, this is one of the most basic concepts of any CRM that you have in the market, and where you can attract the leads through your email campaigns, e-shot, telemarketing, cold calling, or even inquiry forms. And then when you qualify a lead, you do go through your sales process, which could be the initial level face-to-face meeting, or right from sending in that quote, or even sending through samples if that's part of your business requirement. And finally, you do close the deal and you get the first order in place. But if you do notice in wholesale and distribution industry, it is a quite dynamic industry, and most of the CRM functionality stops right here. If you do invest heavily on your marketing effort, and of course you're paying your sales team, if this first order is tentative, this could be a loss-making effort. And unfortunately, none of the CRMs do go past this feature. That's where we come into the picture, where we not only onboard your customer, we make sure we onboard them and get them onto that repeat order cycle. And we also implement the other side of the growth formula, which is really focusing on that existing customer base. So we have mechanisms and other features. We've also got AI integrated into the CRM, which really focuses on increasing that order frequency, value, and retention. You ensure that you retain them as long as you can, and they're onto that repeat order cycle. So you don't have that leaky bucket effect where you're bringing in more customers and they're going out through the other side of the funnel. And the growth playbook, the whole idea of Prospect CRM is to, turn your business into a growth engine. We are not going to be focusing on, each of these components. This is something our onboarding team will, sit with you. If you do decide to come on board, they will sit and focus on each of the elements that you really want to focus on. As you can see, it is a simple breakdown of the growth formula: more customers and higher customer lifetime value. And even during the free trial today, or the webinar today, you're going to see some of these key features which are deployed, which gives you that low investment and early return on investment. But the whole idea of the CRM is we would like you to start using things that require more planning and configuration. There is also a growth playbook scorecard, which I will be showing you and sending you through a link, where you can take a quiz based on these 7 components, and you can really benchmark on where exactly you're located with your CRM requirement and try to focus on those areas and get the maximum out of the CRM. This is what I mentioned about the growth playbook. So we will send you through this link as a part of this recording as well. So you can take that quiz and really kind of benchmark yourself on where exactly you're located at the current situation and which are the areas you'd like to focus on to get that profitability. And you have noticed RFM, the acronym, being mentioned a couple of times on the growth playbook. RFM stands for recency, frequency, and monetary value. It is an industry standard reporting that we didn't build, but we have adopted in the CRM. If you do Google RFM, you'll find heaps of information, which are associated with the term. And based on the purchase history and the sales order from Unleashed that we have imported, we automatically categorize your customers into champion, loyal, at risk, and so on. So this mechanism compares each of your customer based on how frequently they buy. For instance, the champion customers are ones who have bought recently, buy often, or spend the most. compared to an at-risk customer who spent big money at one point in time, but they've dropped in revenue. Again, it could be a seasonality or maybe a competitor jumped in. Whatever may be the reason, we do notify how your customers are performing on a regular basis, and it's constantly relearning. Although it's a set logic, it's constantly relearning based on the sales orders that are coming through. And we also give you the customers who are lost, who have not ordered in a very long time. There is another component that we have added to this segmentation, which is new customers. As you know, in wholesale and distribution industry, the first order, if it's a bit tentative, it wouldn't be profitable. So when you onboard a customer, based on research, what tells us is until they place the fourth order, they will remain in this segment. So only when they place the fourth order, they do kind of consider you as a regular supplier and inevitably place the fifth order and so on. So until they've placed that fourth order, we will keep them in this segmentation. And, it gives an opportunity for your sales team to show them a bit of love and build that relationship organically and eventually get them up the segmentation and make them your loyal or champion customer. So that's what we're trying to achieve from the CRM. And before we jump on, the $1 million question is, like, what is integrated? Like, what is the kind of information that you're going to be seeing in from the integration? We can guarantee it's a very deep integration. It's a two-way integration that we have done. As I did mention, right now we do work for the Access Group, and which means all our developers work a bit more closely, and the integration has become far more better than what it was. So from once when you do start the free trial and start your data import from Unleashed onto the CRM, we straight away pull your currencies, being it with, if you're dealing with multiple currencies with your customers and suppliers, we do pull through that data. And we pull through any tax and warehouses like stock levels. If you have multiple warehouses, we do pull through that report. You can see the breakdown of where is stock located. Sometimes, if you do processing a quote or a sales order, if you're out of stock in one particular warehouse, we do give you the option of choosing the other warehouse as well. And of course, we pull in all the customers and suppliers information. Any customer who's placed an order with Unleashed, we do pull through that detailed information right from the address, any links that you've set up, or all the confirmed sales order. And we not only pull your customer files, but we also pull your entire product files, right from the price tiers and any bill of material for the buildable quantity and stock levels as well. So we give you a breakdown of stock and where it's located. And finally, we also pull through all the orders and invoices and even credits from Unleashed. So what do we do with this data is we push through and then we create some sales analysis, which we're going to be seeing today. So we do have a lot of key sales analysis like the RFM analysis, and also focusing on the missing order alert to ensure there's no churn risk. And we do have the ability to create sales orders in the CRM and quotes as well. So if you do confirm a quote, it will be pushed into Unleashed as a confirmed sales order, and then your Unleashed team can pick, ship, and invoice it. And we also have the ability for some customers, you might be dealing with like a wide range of product catalogs. And if you don't want to set up all those products here in Unleashed, we do give you the flexibility to create products in the CRM. It could be, it could be a win-win situation if you can just create it, confirm it, and then create the product in Unleashed. So that's another process we give for some customers with a multiple catalog. And we also have the ability to save prospects or new customers. So in Unleashed, you can only have your customers who have placed those orders on a regular basis, but you would want to do your marketing efforts, marketing campaigns, or track all your prospects and try to push them to purchase your product. So we can track all those notes, any campaigns you've run, any call cycles you want to maintain, all that can be set under the new prospects. And once they do order from you with the two-way integration, they will be pushed into Unleashed. You don't have to create another customer in the Unleashed account. If they do place an order by confirming the quote or the sales order, you can not only create an Unleashed customer account in Prospect, but the order will also be pushed through the two-way sync. So now I'm just going to quickly jump on to the demo. Before we just go on, I wanted to mention that there is, a Q&A, tab right on top of the screen. So if you do want to, we are going to have a question and answer session towards the end. I will make sure we try to finish right on time so you can ask all your questions, but you can please feel free to drop in those questions as you go, and we can pick it up towards the end of the demo. Hope you guys are able to see my screen all right. So that's pretty much the live account. So this is connected to my Unleashed account. It is a fictitious company. As you can see, we're called Coffee and Beans. So we pretty much sell coffee beans, any machinery, equipments, or coffee carts, anything to do with coffee. And this is what we call the account manager's dashboard. And we do have other dashboards, which we will be quickly touching upon as well. Just to quickly give you, this could be locked onto the screen of a certain account manager if they want to focus only on the kind of revenue that they're bringing in or the customers that they want to focus on or any problems that they're dealing with. We can lock the screen and set user settings and permissions. That's another feature we've got. Or if you want to see the overall, operations of the company, we do give you the overall view as well. Straight from where we left off from the presentation, front and center, we've got the RFM analysis, as we did mention earlier, based on the sales history from Unleashed. So we do categorize your customers into, champion, loyal, and new customers, and so on. If I just kind of drill into one of these reports, with any of our reports, as you can see, we not only project the data, but we also give you some actionable insights. You can see the account managers who have been set up, the first order date, the last order date, and the total order count. And this is what we call the small 3-dot menu. So if you do hit that up, with any of our reports, you can pretty much save this to Excel or make it into a contact list as you please. And then you can work on that. And we also have integration to Google Maps, which we will be showing you on the customer's record as well. And for anyone who's using, any email marketing tools like, say, MailChimp, Klaviyo, or Spotler, we do give you the ability to integrate that to the CRM, and you can export this contact list, formulate and push it to your email marketing tool, formulate your email, add your flyers and brochures, and then you can send that campaigns through. And any response that you get from those campaigns will get saved under marketing under campaigns. And then, your marketing team can qualify it. And if someone's interested, you can assign it to your sales team. And then you can create an opportunity and work on it accordingly. That's another feature we've got. So if I just quickly jump into one of the customers, like Byron Bay Coffee. So that's the UI feature we give with any of our clients. Like you can see right from the name that's been set up, the phone number, the website, and you can also see the customer type and who's the account manager. With all these fields, they are totally configurable. So you can pretty much align this with your business requirement as and when needed. And we also give you at the at a glance section, we give you, the segment, they are a loyal customer and they placed an order 5 days ago. And that's the, it's a rolling year period. So this compares the spend between the last 365 days to the previous 365 days. So you can see, there has been a drop in revenue, and it's basically the rolling period, which gives you an at a glance section on how well they've been performing. And if you do set up the financial year to date in the system, we do give you an indication on what's the performance been like. So that's just to give you a tentative view on how the sales transaction looks like. And as I did mention, we do have integration to Google Maps, which gives you the geographical presentation of this customer, especially if you've got sales members planning their road trips. They can use this particular information and then quickly, plan their road trips accordingly. And that's the activity feed, which gives you all the orders that have come through from Unleashed. And you can see, 5 days ago, they placed an order, 6 days ago. All that key at a glance view has been given right in this activity feed record. And if I do quickly go on to the contact section, so that's one contact that we're dealing with through the integration that's been pulled through from Unleashed. And you can see Toby is the main decision maker and the job title as well. And you can add as many as contacts that you like in the CRM. And since we do have the two-way sync, it will be pushed into Unleashed. And all the CRM things like opportunities and problems we're going to come back to. Just want to give you a quick insight on the documents is one particular tab. Any project proposals that you've sent or any quotes that you've sent or any emails that you sent will always be located here. This is a quick little function I thought I should touch upon, which we will be using as we go through. And that's the link to open this customer account in Unleashed. As you can see, they're pretty much in sync with Unleashed. Any changes you make in Unleashed or in the CRM will be reflected upon in each of the system through the two-way sync. And you can see if they're, if they're on stop credit or what's the payment terms like and what's the customer type. And if you do use Xero or QuickBooks or Access Dimensions, you can pretty much connect them as your secondary integration. And we do have a toggle on top, which will show you only the outstanding invoices or the ones that they've paid as well. And just moving on to sales transaction. So this does give you the line-by-line view of all the orders that have come through, and you can see if they've been ordered, delivered, and invoiced. You can see the currency that you've supplied to, and you can see the margin value and the margin percentage. And you can also see the order number and the transaction date, and also to link to open this invoice in Unleashed. So that's the kind of information that we give you. And this does date back to all the way from, if you do want to go look into any history of sales transaction, it dates back since the time they've come on board as a customer in Unleashed. And also, if you are looking at a particular SKU or a product, you can quickly check in what are the kind of beans that they've got from you. They have got the Australian coffee beans and the Colombian beans. They've also got those Ethiopian beans as well. So if you're looking at any particular product, you can pretty much search that through from the search section over here. And sales analysis is a bit more of a deep dive in. So we do give you the top level view of the spend, the order frequency, and the last order date. And we also give you the invoice value by month. And I believe June has been a really big month. They've placed a big order. And also we give you the order value by month on how consistently they've placed an order. If I just do hit on the see more section, we do give you the breakdown of all the orders that they've placed so far. And since they are a loyal customer, they have been fairly consistent with placing those orders. And if you do come down, this is the top level view of what should I be talking to them about? What are the products that they've got from me previously? So you can see by value which are the top products that they've generated the most revenue. The Breville Oracle espresso machine, followed by a smart grind, and you get the idea of through this interactive graph on what's the percentage of spend like. And also we give you the breakdown of which is the most frequently ordered item by this customer, be it the grinder or the machine. We give you those top level view and give you the information to talk to the customer straight away on which are the products that you should be mentioning to them about. If I hit the CMO section, we do give you the breakdown of the top products that they've got so far. And by far, the espresso machine has been close to $300,000 that they have generated so far, followed up by the other, the grinder coffee, or you can also see the original chocolate chunk. You can see the breakdown of the total products that they've got so far and the kind of revenue that they've generated. If I do quickly hit on this product tab, so this is where we get the tagline of the #1 stock-aware CRM. So through the integration with Unleashed, we just don't pull your entire customer data, but we also pull through your product files as well, right from the SKU code, the name. We also give you a link to open this in Unleashed, and we've got the list price, the cost price, the total stock available, or when is the next back order due. And we also import any images. It's worthwhile mentioning Unleashed will still remain your master data when it comes to product files. So any changes that you make to this product will be imported back into the CRM through the overnight sync. And if I quickly come up on the stock level, which I did mention to you earlier, so we do give you the breakdown of the stock. So if you've got a drop shipping, or if you've got like the New Zealand warehouse and the Sydney warehouse, and we also give you pull through key information about your suppliers information. If, like I said, we do have multiple currency reporting. So we're getting it from a supplier from New Zealand. You can see what's the cost you're paying. And, it was due 6 days ago, but it was delivered 12 days ago. Any key back order information, we pull through that as well, and all the different other suppliers. Sales transactions, similar to what we saw at Byron Bay. We know Byron Bay pretty much supports this product. You can see how frequently this product is moved upon and what's the kind of revenue it's generated and what's the order cycle like. And of course, sales analysis is a bit more of a deep dive in. We just don't project the overall transaction, but we also give you some of the top buyers, like Beanbag, or apart from Byron Bay, who else has supported this product? And you can see the kind of revenue that's been brought in. And this report is pretty crucial, and it does analyze any seasonality or buying pattern for this product. And you can see with the monthly breakdown of May last year, it's been an exceptional year. And you can see it's been fairly consistent, and with the top-up orders that have come so far. As I did mention previously, with any of our reports, you can save this to Excel and make it into a forecasting report for your next financial year, and you can hold stock accordingly. And at any point in time, you're not overstocked or understocked, you're prepared based on this report that we have given you here as well. And there's another little UI feature we've got, which is to increase the whole idea of Prospect CRM is to leverage your sales and increase your order value. So we do have the ability to link products. And right now with the Oracle Espresso machine, I've linked 2 products, which is the coffee grinder, brushed stainless steel, and also the knock box. So what happens is when every time when we do quote this espresso machine, these two products do come up as a pop-up menu, as a recommended one, and we do have the ability to mark it as an must sell or upgrade. Upgrade could be if you can, based on the requirement of your customer, you can check with them how many coffees they make per hour. If they're making 50 or 70, we can upgrade another machine which can hold that capacity. So that's the kind of feature which helps you with that upselling option as well. And before we move on, I just want to quickly touch upon another key little reporting tool, which is the Magic Matrix analysis. It was developed by the Harvard University, but we have adopted in the CRM. And based on the product categories and customers, we plot it on the graph. And you can see right now you can see Byron Bay has got the machines from you, the ingredients and the other products. They're totally unaware of the other products that you sell in your business. So we do have those ability to run those targeted marketing campaigns, which I will be showing you as we go through. I'll give you a bit more of a global view, but just thought this is one particular sales tool which really identifies any cross-selling opportunity and also focuses on increasing that average order value. Now, just moving on to the main dashboard, and apart from the RFM analysis, we do have these two key reports, missing order alert and customer trends, that kind of focuses on the order frequency. Missing order alert is, as you know, we've got AI integrated into the CRM, which is the bus acronym that we've got in the market. So based on that, we calculate the average days between the order. So the AI does calculate what's the shortest time that they've placed an order and what's the longest time that they've taken an order and how frequently they've done that. And it analyzes the average days between the order. And we also give you the kind of revenue that can be generated. And right now we've got 5 missing orders. And this is like a go-to report for any account manager who can be on top of those customers who used to place an order, but they're falling off that order cycle, just to ensure a competitor has not creeped in, or just to stay on top of all those missing orders. And we've got many clients, even during the who have started the free trial, have used this report, and we do guarantee that you will get some revenue out of this based on the low investment that you have to put from your end. And with the customer trends report, based on the sales history from Unleashed, so we categorize your customers into growing, static, and declining. So we give you this information to understand who's been growing on a regular basis and who's been pretty much static, and who are the declining customers. And as you can see, Byron Bay Coffee is a declining customer, and you can see the drop in revenue. So this gives an ability to run those targeted marketing campaigns, or also get in touch with this information. You can at least find the reasoning between why there's been a drop in revenue. So that's the kind of data that we project. And needs engagement is pretty much shows you right now it is a fictitious company, but your data will be generated based on when was the last time you actually had any kind of activity with the customer, based on the emails that you've sent, or any kind of notes that you've dropped in, or tasks that you have set up. Problems is an after-sales ticketing solution that we will be touching upon. Just to give you a bit of an example, it's based as an after-sales ticketing solutions by some of our customers to log those problems like damaged goods on delivery, or warranty claims, or broken machines, and so on. We do have a workflow where you can manage all those issues. And close rates is any new opportunities that you're working on with a prospect, based on if you've won or lost that opportunity, will reflect on this report, which is a key little report. I can show you how we can log a workflow for that. And that's the breakdown of the 12 months order, the breakdown of the monthly spend. And we've got a nice little comparison of what are the kind of, the orders that have come through this month versus last month. The month has just started. You can see the kind of revenue that's come through. So that's the main dashboard that we have. Right now, we're going to be trying to do some actions with what we've got, some of the features that we have in place. So we're going to be working with Michelle Thierry, who works for Browns of Ipswich. With the global search, you can pretty much type with any key description that you want, and it still picks up the contact that you're looking for. That's the power of the global search. And Michelle is a regular customer. All that she wants to do is a repeat order. We're going to show you how quick and easy that's possible in the CRM. And this is what we call the breadcrumb menu. At any point in time in the CRM, you know exactly where you're located. And if I quickly toggle on to Browns of Coffee Ipswich, you can see, similar to what we saw with Byron Bay, you can see the kind of phone number, website, or what is the information that you've got going backwards and forward, and the Google Maps integration, the segment, and the spend. So Michelle is just so, and moving forward, we would also highly recommend you to work on contacts, especially when you're sending those emails or setting those tasks. So you know exactly who to work on a company level rather than working on a company. We do recommend working on a contact, so you can track the communications moving forward. And if Michelle does give you a call, you can process a sales order by any mean. It's fairly nice and easy. You can pretty much hit the sales order, and you can choose the sales price tier, which you've already set up. You can choose the warehouse, and once when you create, it will take you to the landing page of the sales order, and then you can key in the products that she's after, and you can confirm it. It will be pushed into Unleashed, as simple as that. But we're not going to do a sales order. We're going to do a quote. We do know some of our customers are pretty interested with this particular feature, and we can name it as a top-up order or any description that you would like to keep. And you can also choose what's it based on. So if you've got set template orders, like, if it's a new customer or an existing customer, say if you've got a gold package, silver or browns, which will include a set of coffee beans, like a knock box and any other SKUs, we can set those templates up, save your time from keying those products all the time. So that's another little feature. You can choose the salesperson. You can also choose the source just to track any of your marketing efforts. Let's say salesperson generated. And once when you hit create, it's just going to take us to the landing page of the quote. I'm going to show you how quick and easy it is to process a quote actually. If Michelle does give you a PO number, by any means, you can enter that right here in this section. And when you do come down, we've got the search for product, and we can come in and then type Breville. And this is what we did look into Breville espresso machine. So when I choose that, as I did mention earlier, we had linked two other products with the espresso machine, which was the Pro Coffee grinder and also the knockbox. And you can always recommend this to Michelle and say, would you like to take this as a part of the main product as well? If she does say yes, it's as simple as just entering it right there. And you've got those two SKUs along with that. And also you can choose coffee if she's after another little SKU, which is coffee beans. You can go in and look for that, and it's going to bring you all the coffee beans associated with it. Let's go for Australian coffee beans, and if you're after Ethiopian as well, you can pretty much go in and choose that, and you can amend those quantities right here. Since Michelle is a regular ordering customer, she does have your price list. So if she does send you through a CSV file, as long as it's got the correct SKU code, description, and the pricing, you can pretty much drag and drop that over the dotted box over here and it'll get pre-populated by itself. So that's pretty much the view on how quickly you can take an order and you can amend the changes on the quote. And just to give you an overall global view of the search, so if you can go in anytime, and this is what we call the multi-line quoting system. So you go in, you've got close to 72 SKUs in your company, and you can have the overall view on the pricing. You can see the stock level breakdowns. You don't have to go backwards and forward, and you can recommend other products from here. And if you're in store and if you're on rep mode, you can go in and see, you can look at the stock levels and say you can recommend, what are the other display equipments that she's after, or you can go, recommend ingredients. Like you can also recommend Colombian beans if she's after that, and you can pretty much add it right from here. And also, if she does ask you, what are the other products, like what other products would you mention? You can go to the recently purchased ones and see which are the products that she orders on a repeat kind of order pattern, or you can go to the most popular items, which will only recommend the top 40 SKUs in your company. And then you can build that orders and push and increase that average order cycle. Once we have it had and close, we're going to be there are a few ways to send this particular quote. And before we move on, I also want to show you the kind of the view that we can build on the quote. We can pretty much go and add grouping to these quotes and say, for instance, if you want to choose the Breville, and then you can name it at machine equipment, and you can show the subtotal, you can show the price column and new table. You can hit save, and that's going to give you the breakdown. This is more useful for customers who have got like a wide range of categories and you want to group those products like A, B, or C. And then the next one, we can just say beans. And you can see the kind of ability on how we can, customize our quotes. And we can also edit the pricing. We can hide the, the breakdown. We can only give you the subtotal so that your customer is not looking at, if there's some products that needs to be entered. We can pretty much disable the pricing view, and we can only show the subtotal. Say they do understand that it needs to be bought in as a package. And there are a few ways of sending this quote to Michelle. This other thing we have in the CRM is the ability to send emails, like we do have integration to Outlook and Gmail. That's another question that's been asked on quite frequent basis. So we do have the ability to send emails and track that. And we've also got set templates. So it does save any time that needs, any manual work that you have to do from your end. We do have those templates where you can configure and keep as many as templates as you'd like. And it's all done on a Word document and converted into PDF, so you can clearly configure those Word document as per your requirement. I'm just going to quickly show you how this reflects in Michelle's end, and also talk about this action and decline button. So it puts the onus, once when you send a quote, it puts the onus on the customer, either to approve or decline. And once they do, if they do approve, based on the IP address that we have tracked and the quote that we have sent, we know exactly who's placed the order. Just going to show you how this document looks and the breakdown of the view. As you can see, it does have any, you can pretty much set your logos that you want, and you can see the kind of breakdown of the machines and then the beans. And you can see the breakdown of the subtotal as well. And once when you do come down, if Michelle does decide to approve this, she can pretty much go in and hit approve straight away. And that's just going to take us to the landing page of the quote. And she can go in and pretty much enter the PO number and hit approve. And based on the IP address that we have captured and the emails that we have sent, we know exactly where's this order coming from. This is one of our key features, which is quote to order workflow. It's totally automated, and as you see, that's been approved. And so we don't need to send this email. So if I just do come to this record, and then by all means, if she did confirm it over the phone, like we could have done it ourselves. But since we sent her the quote, and if I just refresh that for you, you can see the confirmed order has been taken in the system. And since it's been confirmed, this will be pushed into Unleashed, and then your operations team can pick, ship, and invoice it. So that's as simple as how you can take a quote and increase that average order value by suggesting other products with the kind of options that we have in the CRM. Now, quickly moving on, that's about how we service an existing customer. There are a few other features that we would like to cover upon before we go to the Q&A session. We do have this ability to create an inquiry form and host it on the website. You can pretty much choose the fields that we already have, or you can customize those fields, make it mandatory. You can configure your reCAPTCHA and pretty much create the form and host it on your website. And any information, any inquiries that come from that will be pulled in through the inquiry section, and then your marketing or your sales team can pretty much work on that, and then you can create multiple inquiry forms, be it for your problems or any issues, or any problems or complaints, or if it's a potential stockist or just a general inquiry. You can host multiple forms on your website, and you can pretty much get all those inquiries revert back into the CRM. That's another little pre-prospect feature we've got. And we can also notify. So when you do, if I just go into the personal settings and then show you how notification works right now, we have any inquiries that you get from your website, it's pretty instant. It comes into the CRM pretty quickly. And also you can see task assignments. So we do have the ability to assign tasks from the CRM, which I'm going to show you quickly. And you can also tag your teammates, so they will be getting an email notification straight away. And also once when they log in, they know what's the task that needs to be completed. So that's another little key feature we've got. And the other main feature is before you quote to an existing customer, we do have the ability to create an opportunity. If you're working with a new prospect who's not yet ordered from you, and if you want to add them as a part of your marketing campaigns, and you want to track the whole workflow, we do have the ability to, you can pretty much make them as a new customer. And we've got a pipeline which is already built in, unqualified to won or lost. You can configure this based on your requirement. This is basically to organize any opportunities that you're dealing with, and this more or less before the quoting stage is what this opportunity is for. But we do have the ability to track that in the CRM. And lastly, I did mention about a few more features that we're going to touch upon before the Q&A session, which is a service ticket. Say for instance, if Michelle, the products that we just sent to Michelle, if there's been any issues with that, if there's been any issues with delivery, or if there's been damaged goods on delivery, if Michelle has raised an issue, we can track that workflow. You can pretty much go in and choose the problem, and you can always say damage on delivery, or any other issue that we are facing currently. And you can choose this as a delivery issue or a product issue. So if I do choose a delivery issue, this is the workflow we have, which is the status working on and closed. But if it's a missionary issue or a product issue, we do have the ability to track it with the status. You can, pretty much return issued, choose the RMA number. You can see if the return has been received or rejected, or we do have the workflow where you can track that problem for you. But right now, since it's a delivery issue, I'm just going to go in and say, other, and you can see it's a new issue. And when we do, we can create that. That's going to take us to the landing page of the problem. And with any of our records, as you can see, we cannot leave this record before setting up a follow-up task. So this needs to be tracked and eventually resolved. So I'm just going to go quickly and assign a task to one of my team members who's working with deliveries and issues. So I can either choose, any of the members who are already working in, but just for the demo purpose, I'm going to go choose for myself and then say, call Michelle to update photo or images, whatever, and then you can choose a specific time, and you can also choose a specific date and time, and then hit save. So when you do that, the person who you are assigning it to will get a task straight away. As you can see, I've got a task straight away saying that I need to get the photo gotten from Michelle. And also there is a tab here that reflects that what's the kind of activity that needs to be completed. And the other question that we get asked pretty often is if we do have a mobile app. So we do have a responsive app. So if I just go in and press inspect, so the CRM is pretty responsive, and it can be used in any kind of mobile phone or tablet as long as you've got internet. And right now you can see it's been conducive for a mobile phone, and you can see what's the issue with this, problem that we're dealing. We need to get a photo. If I'm in the store and if I'm just visiting Michelle, I can pretty much go in, choose the document section, and then hit plus, and I can pretty much upload a photo, or and it'll turn on my camera. I can just click the damaged goods on delivery and then upload it right here in the CRM. And similar to that, that's the overall view of, if I go to the dashboard, I can always go in and then see the kind of RFM analysis, the missing order alert, close rates, and any problems that I'm dealing with currently. So that's the kind of the view that we have. And this could be used in tab as well. And you can see the kind of the UI feature that we've got. And as I did mention to you earlier, with regards to Michelle, with the problems that we're dealing, it's more important, like any documentation or any files that you send will get saved. If I go into the problems, you can see it's been logged. And any documents that you send, like any images or any files that you upload, you can pretty much, if Michelle sends you that image, you can drag and drop that file over here. Try to making it as nice and easy, as simple as possible. Finally, just one last two more reports I wanted to show you is the Magic Matrix solution. I did promise you I will show you a bit more of a global search. So through this dashboard here, we are coming into the Magic Matrix dashboard. And again, this was an idea developed by the Harvard University, but we have implemented in the CRM. And we've imported all your product categories from Unleashed. And you can see we've got a fair amount of penetration in like most of the other half of the product categories. But sugar sticks and coffee carts, we've still not managed to upsell those products at all. So we give you the ability of presenting your customers on the x-axis and your product category on the y-axis. As you can see, we've been dealing with Byron Bay coffee so far, and they've got, you can see the categories that we have chosen so far: home coffee equipment, ingredients, and so on. You can also, untick it and just focus on the categories that you want to promote. But the whole idea of this is to make this whole report as green as possible. Green obviously meaning they've bought this category from you previously. Byron Bay has got the ingredients, the equipment, machines, and the ready-made products, but they've never got the coffee carts or the sugar sticks. And you can also see beans and stuff. We did run they are aware of your display equipment. We did run a campaign recently to them. And also, if I just do look at bean and stuff labor, we are working on an opportunity which we did create. They're aware, and we have probably sent them a quote. As you can see, there is a quote that's been sent through. There are a few ways of running those targeted marketing campaigns with those specific messages to that group of customers. You can go choose the segment that you want to target to, let's say champion, loyal, potential loyalist new customers and don't lose them. And you can also choose the customer type if you want to, just go for New Zealand resellers or, like VIP or bulk buys. And you can also choose the account manager who you want to who wants to run that campaign. But the whole idea is we can run those specific targeted campaigns. So once when I hit the build awareness, so we do have the ability, as I did mention earlier, to integrate the CRM with your email marketing tool. So if I just go in and run the specific campaign for coffee carts, and we've already chosen the segment, we've got close to 18 customers over there. By hitting next, this contact list will be pushed into your email marketing tool like Klaviyo, Spotler, or MailChimp, and you can pretty much create a new activity. I'm not going to do that, but we have the ability to create it and then push through this contact list into MailChimp, formulate your email, and pretty much push through that campaign. The moment you do that, what happens is Byron Bay straight away becomes, that turns into amber, which means that they're aware of, you've got coffee cart. And if they do come back and say they're interested, like if I just go in and then we do the ability of, you can see pretty much with any campaigns that you've run, you can see who's clicked on any links that you've sent or who's interested. We track the whole communications from MailChimp or Klaviyo. We get through all the data and we can see who's interested. And if Byron Bay does come and say, they're interested, they would like to know more about the product, you can send them a quote like we sent to Michelle, and that turns into blue. And eventually, if they do buy the product category from you, that turns into green. So the whole idea is to analyze any cross-selling opportunities within your existing customer base and really try to increase that average order value. So that's one of the key features we've got in the CRM, apart from the other features. Just wanted to touch upon that. And the last little dashboard, which I wanted to show you guys, was the sales pipeline view. If you do look at, we've got like Kanban view, so you can see the whole pipeline. This particular dashboard is pretty useful to see the kind of quotes that are already sitting in the CRM, or which are due to come in this month, or which you have created. If you feel that the suppliers could come into next month, you can choose like which date or time. You can choose it's coming in August 1st, or if you feel that this quote is going to September. It gives you an overall preview of the kind of quotes that are sitting in and what needs to be getting maximum attention. And this could be used for your forecast meetings with your sales team. Or if you want to focus only on the new customers, we do have filtering options, which gives you the ability to track only the new customers that have come through. So that's the sales Kanban view we've got. And finally, if I just quickly jump on to the account manager's dashboard. So till now, we do have other dashboards like sales rep and sales manager. The main difference is the sales rep, we do have like leaderboards, and you can see the kind of, the ranking of your sales team. You can see the current quotes they're working on and the future pipelines and the optimistic revenue coming in through the quotes that they've done. Sales manager's dashboard is a bit more of a holistic and a detailed view, which gives you the total customers that you've got, the increasing revenue, or the new customers who have come in, and it gives you the pipeline of all the quotes that you have in place, any closed deals you've got, any lost opportunities and problems in your end. So, and we do have the ability to pretty much go in and create your own reports. So we've got like we've got inbuilt reports in the CRM. You can go in and then do comparisons between customers who have got X but not Y. You can enter the SKU code and you can see the comparison. You can also see the new and returning customers, which gives you the breakdown of the spend on the last 365 days to the previous 365 days. And it's always good to have those new customers coming in. You can always get a view on what are the frequent new customers you're onboarding. And one of the most key reports, you can either see this in a Kanban view or a tabular form, is all the new opportunities you're working on. And based on, and you can also, with any of our reports, you can filter them and go through any specific period of time that you're looking at. And we also have the ability to create our own reports, which is like you can go in and create those reports so far. Hopefully, I have covered as much as features. I mean, it's to cover the entire features and functionality, we might end up being here till tomorrow evening, but hopefully I've managed to give you a preview on what's achievable from the CRM and how the integration works like. So if I quickly jump on to the demo. So the next step from here, what happens is we would first of all, like to thank you for joining us today. And if you are interested with what you have seen so far, we would highly recommend you to start a free trial. This could be done from our website, where you can pretty much go and take a free trial, copy your Unleashed API ID and key, start the data import. That's one way of doing it. Or the most simplest way is to go into your Unleashed system. There is an integrations tab on the left. You go to the integration store, choose Prospect CRM, and you can start the free trial. And by this way, it's much more easier. And then, the whole process is automated. It does take close to a day or two for the data import to be completed. And you can see, all your real-time customer data. And similar to what you saw with this fictitious company, one of our sales consultants will be reaching out to you once you have started the free trial. And we can pretty much go through in depth of all your sales analysis and what's the other features that can be tested out in the CRM. And we also wanted to thank you for joining us today as a part of you joining the webinar today. If you do take the free trial by the 12th of July and subscribe before the end of the 14-day trial, we do want to give you the first 3 months on half price, which is on us. It's a nice little way of telling you thank you for joining today. And that's the current offer we have in place. And yeah, if you've seen, we still have, as promised, have given a nice, close to 10 minutes for us to go through any question sessions that you've got, Q&A sessions that you've got. I'm more than happy to, if I've missed out on something, or if you'd like to see any other feature, please do feel free to drop in a question. We've got another 9 minutes to go through, and we can certainly address if there's any questions from your end. Awesome. I think I've just got one. You mentioned overnight sync. It's not instantaneous sync with Unleashed. How does Outlook integration and Prospect work? Is it two-way integration with Zero? Yep. So it's an overnight sync when you do make any changes to your product. But other than that, the sync is pretty much instantaneous. The data import takes place every 15 minutes. So if you do confirm a sales order in Unleashed, it does pretty much come in instantaneously. It's only if you do any changes to your product that could be potentially an overnight sync. But when you place an order, it's pretty quick. And how does an Outlook integration work? And is it a two-way integration with Zero? So yeah, once when you've confirmed any invoices in Zero, it does automatically gets reflected in the CRM as well. We don't have the ability to process an invoice, but you can pretty much, once it's confirmed from Unleashed, when you've confirmed a sales order, when you've invoiced it in Zero, that information does get reflected back into the CRM. And I can quickly show you how the Outlook integration works like. Thank you for the question, by the way. So if I quickly go back to Michelle. So during the free trial, the email sending service is disabled. So if I go in, you can choose your, any template that you want to send. You can pretty much be an intro email. It does include any kind of standard text that you were planning to, type, who you're actioning it to, and who is it sending from. And once when you hit send, it does look like exactly how it's coming from your Outlook domain. And through the Save to CRM plugin service that we have, first of all, it does reflect in your dashboard, so you can, pretty much track any email correspondence that you've had, and you can open that. And we do have the ability for tracking those emails. If you can see if it's been delivered, opened, and if they've hit on any links. If Michelle does decide to respond to this email, the response will come back to Outlook. And through the Save to CRM plugin service, you can save that response back into the CRM, and you can track that entire communication moving forward. And just to give you another example of the integration, so you can pretty much connect to Unleashed as your primary account, and you can also connect to Zero, which is your secondary account, or any of the other accounting software that we've got here. And you can also connect to your marketing tools like MailChimp, Klaviyo, and Spotler. And we also offer connection to Stripe, which is an online payment if there's anyone like a performer invoice that you're working with. And you can also integrate with Microsoft Office and Gmail to track all your email sending service. So that's how the integration works. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you for the question, by the way. Awesome. Still got a couple more minutes if there's anything else that you'd like to look upon. But yeah, we would highly recommend you to start a free trial. if you've liked what you've seen so far. And once that's done, all the key information that we just saw right now, it'll make a bit more, it'll give you a bit more clarity when you see it with your existing customer base, and see what's the kind of missing orders that you're missing out, and the RFM analysis, and also with the magic matrix, what are the other cross-selling opportunities that you have. Yeah. And the other key report, which most of our customers have found it quite useful, is the customer trends report. Once when you go in, this is what I did mention earlier. We kind of give you the difference. Right now, we're on the customers who are declining. If I go in and show you the growing customers, it gives you, an idea on who are the customers who are growing compared to the last 365 days. For instance, Coffee Bite, they've grown pretty significantly. We do give you this data, which you can use it for your advantage. Either you can keep working, keep sending those personalized emails to them, try to keep increasing that average order value, or you can pretty much save this to Excel and make it into a contact list. All right, then I believe there's no more questions coming through. Hopefully you've liked what you've seen so far. Yeah, like I said, there's more features and functionality that we can do with the CRM. We just wanted to give you an overview and the ability to show why does it make sense for all Unleashed customers to get Prospect CRM. The main reason being the integration that we offer with Unleashed, where you can pull through all the data and you can do a lot of actionable insights without jumping apps between Unleashed and the CRM. So that's the ability that we have, and our CRM has been built for Unleashed customers. So there's a lot of customizable options that we can do, and there's a lot of flexibility around any reports that you're generating or customizing the whole screen by itself. The best way to check it out is by starting a free trial and see how it works with your existing database. Awesome, then. Thank you, guys. Thank you so much for joining. Really do appreciate your time. Hopefully we see you on the other side, and then one of our consultants will be reaching out to you if you start a free trial. Thanks again for joining, and have a great day. See ya. Cheers.